Greetings fellow Whovians, welcome to another Doctor Who episode review, and today we're going to be looking at the Sontaran Experiment. Here we go. Following on from the arc in space, the time travelers teleport down from the Nerva space station to Earth, ostensibly uninhabited. However, the system is not functioning well, and the Doctor begins repairing it. The other two explore the surrounding area, but Harry falls down a crevice and Sarah goes to seek the Doctor's help. He is nowhere in sight. Roth, an astronaut, finds Sarah. He is obviously distressed and explains that he has been tortured by an alien that lives in the rocks, together with its patrolling robot. He takes Sarah towards the astronaut's campsite, but refuses to approach the campsite, suspecting the astronaut Vural of collusion with the alien. Oh geez, someone colluding with someone else. Why does that sound so familiar? Three of the astronauts have captured the Doctor. They believe Nerva to be a legend, and tell him in turn that they had picked up a distress signal from Earth. They came to investigate, for the ship was vaporized when they emerged, leaving 9 of them stranded. Then they begin to vanish one by one. They blame the Doctor for this. Why would you blame the Doctor for that? I mean, seriously. Roth appears and the astronauts chase him, while Sarah frees the Doctor. Roth loses the others and meets up with Sarah and the Doctor. The Doctor also falls down a crevice, and the robot returns, capturing Roth and Sarah and bringing them to the alien spacecraft. The alien is Field Major Steyer of the Sontaran G3 Military Assessment Survey, who has been experimenting on and killing the astronauts. Roth tries to escape, but is shot dead by Steyer. Steyer reports back to his Marshal via video link. The Marshal is impatient for the intelligence report, without which an invasion of Earth cannot take place. Steyer admits that he has been delayed in his experiments. Steyer subjects Sarah to a series of terrifying hallucinations. The Doctor, freeing from the hole, has reached her and rips off a hallucinogenic device from her forehead, but she falls unconscious. The Doctor, enraged, attacks Steyer, but the Sontaran easily fends him off. Steyer shoots him unconscious, believing it to be fatal, and he runs away. The robot, having captured the 3 remaining spacemen, bringing them to Steyer's ship, it was revealed that Vural had tried to make a deal with Steyer in exchange for his own life. However, Steyer intends to experiment on Vural anyway. The Doctor recovers, disables the robot, and meets with Sarah and Harry. He confronts Steyer, goading him into accepting hand-to-hand combat. While the two fight, Sarah and Harry free the 3 astronauts, and then Harry climbs towards Steyer's ship to sabotage it. Steyer almost wins the fight, but Vural attacks him, saving the Doctor at the cost of his own life. Steyer, now low on energy, heads back towards his ship to recharge, but the sabotage causes it to kill him. The Doctor informs the Marshal that not only has Steyer's mission failed, but the invasion plans are in human hands. This is enough to ward off the invasion, and the 3 can return to Nerva, or so they think. Anyway, so yeah, this is a pretty interesting story, wouldn't you say? Anyway, let's look at some production elements of this story. Working titles for the story included The Destructors. These 2 episodes were initially part of a 6-episode arc, but Philip Hinchcliffe made the decision to split the arc into the 4-part Arc in Space and this 2-part story, sharing the same director and budget. To save money, Hinchcliffe decided the arc would be entirely filmed in the studio, and the story would be entirely filmed on location. He also settled on the Sontarans because they could reuse the Sontaran costume from the Time Warrior, and therefore save the expense of designing a new alien. This would be the first 2-part serial to be broadcast since 1965's The Rescue, the last until 1982's Black Orchid. Although the serial was the 3rd to feature Baker, it was actually the 2nd shot, hence the out-of-sequence production code. This was only the 2nd serial in the history of Doctor Who, the first being 1970's Spear from Space, to be shot entirely on location, in this case Hounded Tor at Dartmoor. However, unlike Spear from Space and the location material for other serials, the production was mounted entirely on videotape, using early portable video equipment, rather than on the usual 16mm film. This use of location video was remarkable for the time, but technical problems are evident in the final programs. This was also the first and only Doctor Who story where there were no interior scenes at all. During shooting, Baker broke his collarbone. However, because part of his costume was a large scarf, he could conceal the neck brace he had to wear following the injury. For action scenes, he was doubled by regular stunt performer Terry Walsh, shot from several face-concealing angles. Smart move. Lynn Jones, who played the astronaut Kranz, wrote the first Doctor serial, The Space Museum. The Sontaran Experiment contains the last major role played by Kevin Lindsay before his death in 1975 of a heart condition. Aww. He found the heavy Sontaran costume so difficult to manage that he could not leave the Hound to our location for breaks, and also could not perform the fight scene. A stand-in, Stuart Fell, was used instead. Ha! Stuart Fell. Anyway. Terry Walsh not only played a minor role as an astronaut, but doubled for Tom Baker in parts of Episode 2, after Baker broke a collarbone during filming. This meant that the climactic fight was performed by two stand-ins rather than the original actors. Most of the actors playing the Galactic astronauts were South African. This was specified in the casting, as the writers, Bob Baker and Dave Martin, were interested in language change, and raised it that the multilinguistic influences of South African English might resemble future developments of the English language. Huh, nice. So, like I said, overall, it's a great intriguing story, and the fact that it's 2 parts long instead of like 4 or 6 parts makes it a little bit more, well, streamlined, I guess. So, overall, I give the Sontaran Experiment 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, join me next week as we head into what's considered to be the best episode of this season and the best of the Tom Baker era, Genesis of the Daleks. So, until then, this is Soothing Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt, when I say run, run, averse polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly, baby? Fantastic. Allons-y, Geronimo! Bow ties are cool, vests are cool, and Stetsons are cool."